Well, there were a lot of big-time performances at state this year, but one player stood out far above the rest to help lead his team to its first ever state championship.
Mansfield Timberview was facing a 10-point deficit at the half last week in their state title game. That's when they got back to running the floor and staged a remarkable comeback. The Wolves were led by junior guard Chris Mullins, who scored 24 of his game-high 36 points in the second half. Mullins did what he does best, which is slashing through defenses and getting to the rim. His effort earned him MVP honors at state and also got him our state MVP performance bobblehead.
And Chris joins us here now live along with his coach, Dwayne Gregory. All right, Chris, here's the bobblehead with a rare state medal on it right there. What do you think, man?
It looked great. It looked just like me.
I'm telling you, it's pretty accurate. What do you think, Coach? I mean,
it is close. Accurate, yeah. I like the medal on there, too.
All right, I want to ask you, I bet you do like that medal. I want to ask you about the 24 points in the second half of that state title game. I mean, what is that feeling like? I mean, it's the biggest game of your life, and to play as well as you did, were you just feeling it? Take me back to the game.
It was just down a half, and, you know, my teammates were like, you know, we got to get back into this. You know, they got on me saying, you know, lead us back, and I said, okay. You know, and then the game was just, the flow of the game was just my pace, and I just started making shots.
I'm going to coach in just a second, but I want to hear what Coach's message was to you guys when you were down, because you were down early to a really good team. What did he say to you guys, and how did that really allow you guys to gather up and really come together and play so well in the second half?
He was just saying defend, run, repeat, and that's been basically like our motto the whole year, you know. He's just talking about, you know, we ain't going to do nothing spectacular. We're just going to play our game, and we just haven't made the comeback.
Defend, run, repeat, is that what it was? Okay, so when you tell your team that, these are high school kids, and they're down in the biggest game of their life, pretty big early, how confident were you that they were actually going to be able to listen to that and do it, because they clearly got the message?
This is a special group. I felt good about them doing that. I felt like if they would just go out and do what they did for nearly 40 games, get the stops on defense, get out and run without the ball, share the ball on offense, that they had a great chance of making the comeback, and they did.
Chris, did you have a sense that Marshall kind of felt it coming a little bit? Because it seemed like when you guys started to play a little better and started to get back into it, that they maybe got a little tight, and they kind of knew that you guys had a chance to really take the whole thing over.
I had a feeling in the third quarter, you know, when we were making our run. But, you know, we never let go, because basketball is a game of runs. You never know what could happen.
What is this group going to mean for you, Coach, when you look back? First state championship in school history. You've been the head coach for 8 years, part of the program since it opened 13 years ago. When you look back at this first group 20, 30 years down the road, what are you going to remember?
The chemistry these guys had, the chemistry they had on the court, off the court. I mean, this group has some talent too, but what really allowed for it all to work the way it did was the chemistry they had. They get along so well and play the game. They play the game the right way. They play well together.
Great chemistry, and also battle-tested, Chris. You guys in 10-5A, I did a story with you guys earlier this season, and you said back then, look, we know that this is tough now, but it's going to be good for us. How much did that prepare you for the state tournament run?
It was great, because 10-5A is probably the toughest district in Texas, and every game is a grind. And so when you get to a playoff game, it just kind of, you're kind of used to it, you know, with all the battles and the close games.
And Coach, I mean, you're going to miss the two seniors you have. But at your first state championship, and you get this guy back, you get a lot of talent back. I mean, could we talk and repeat? How do you get these guys focused again on making sure, hey, we got to start at the beginning again?
We got some big shoes to fill with Tim Johnson and Will Owens graduating, but I like this group coming back. I know we got some young guys anxious to try and get their chance to step up, and we'll take it one game at a time like we always do and see what we do next year.
It's going to be fun to watch. Congratulations so much, Chris and Dwayne. Thank you guys for being in studio with us. Our winner of the bobblehead, the best player in the tournament.